Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Patrick with 228.com. A lot of exciting stuff going on right now at WWDC. Today being Tuesday, we are already past the keynote. We have seen the State of the Union for Apple platforms, and the design awards go out. And today, a lot of people are down in San Jose, diving into the labs, attending the talks. And I wanted to take a second to actually dive into this new SwiftUI and see what it's all about. I've kind of read the documents a little bit and scrummed through it. My initial impressions are it's cool. It's backed by Apple, so you really can't go wrong that way. There's a lot of good stuff I see, and there's some bad stuff I see. So hopefully things come out to where there's more good than bad, and that'll be the trade-off. So without further ado, what I plan to do is we have our Xcode Beta 11 downloaded. I do not, as a precursor, have Catalina installed on my main computer, my only computer, because there's one app on my computer that my wife uses, and it's 32-bit. It's not 64-bit. So I've already tweeted about this company, and they need to get on the ball, because if you're going to use electronics to for your products, you need to be up to date with your engineering. So with that said, make sure my mic's on and everything. Let's take a little bit of a dive into SwiftUI. Now, what I plan on doing is we're going to start with the actual Swift tutorials, because I do believe that people learn differently. Some people learn through video. I know I do a very good job with video. Some people learn through visual, video. Some people learn better through audio, and I'm trying to do this video thing, so let's get started. So in Xcode, we're going to create a new project. Okay. Now, if you notice, I do have it in dark mode, of course, and yeah, dark mode is the shiznit. Single view application, iOS, and we click next. All right, so this is a pretty cool screen. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on, let me full screen it. All right. Maybe even full screen it some more. Nope. Big on me. All right. All right. We have our product name and a couple of other buttons. And we're going to call this landmark per our landmarks per the tutorial. And down here we have a couple of course, Swift. Use SwiftUI. That's our option. And right now it's good to have this option, but I think for the later on in the future, this won't be an option. This is how you're going to develop your apps in these with this quote unquote declarative language style or UI style. So use core data, of course, and include unit tests and UI tests. So we're going to click use SwiftUI and click next. And we'll put it on our desktop. Now, if I get the beach ball of doom, you will see, because I don't have Catalina installed on my Mac yet. So we got a few different things. The tutorial says by default, SwiftUI views files declare two structures. The first structure conforms to the view protocol and describes the view's content layout, and the second declares a preview view. So if you look down here, here's your content view, and what I really like is that it's a struct and not a class. that means you get a copy of everything. You don't get the inheritance. And sometimes you'll need the inheritance um, to do your job. But for right now, let's get this guy out the way, and we'll say it like that. Um, you might need that. So the second one is the struct content previews, and it's kind of like a playground. Some people have used it playground for live previews. Preview provider. This guy right here, static var, uh, which it means it could be changed inside of a struct. Some view, content view, which is this content view up here in diff. So that's pretty cool. And the reason why you're not going to see Canvas on my Mac, like I said, is because I don't have Catalina installed. So we are not going to need this. So we can go ahead and comment that out. I'd rather comment stuff out than delete it and then go back and delete it later. I'll go over the code anyway, so no big deal. All right, so let's step into some of the stuff. The app delegate, some of it doesn't look any different. Did finish launching with options, true. Other than the bar window, you don't see that. The application lifestyle, yeah, none of that. Then we go, I think the biggest thing is that A, there's no storyboards here. And B, we have the scene delegate. Now, I think the scene delegate is where all the magic happens because this is where your window is, UI window. Okay, so you have your scene and it says, use this method to optionally configure and attach the UI window to the provided UI window scene. If using a storyboard, the window property will automatically initialize and attach the scene. This delegate does not imply the connecting scene or session are new. And see application configuration or connecting scene session instead. And then we have some familiar, code here. Let window equal UI window. Root view controller is the UI hosting controller. Content view. And this right here, if we're going to be doing code, this is going to be big because this is where our window starts. So this is like the initial screen right here. And this is where you can change whatever content view you have. Self.window equals window make key invisible. And then we have scene did disconnect, called as a scene being released by the system. This occurs shortly after the scene enters the background or when a session is discarded. Release any resources associated with the scene. It could be recreated the next time the scene connects. Yeah, scene did become active, called when the scene is moved. Oh, there's a bunch of them. Scene resign active. Scene will enter foreground. Scene will enter background. Pretty cool. And then we have our content view where our code is going to be created. What's up with that? I thought I didn't delete that. Okay. And usually, like the body of it, it's almost like web development where everything's in the body, but you don't have like a head. So we'll see about that. Our assets, launch story, info plist, content view, and this is important. This is kind of new. Preview assets. So you can do that. I'm sure that's going to be part of the assets. It'll add that in there. Applicant, everything looks new. And then you have your tests and everything. All right. So with that being done, let's launch our simulator. Make sure this all runs pretty fancily. I wanted to see if there was an option. Oh, this is gonna take a little bit. Pegging out my my poor MacBook. Wanted to see about answering full screen. Oh well. Let's see if we can. All right. I wanted to try to see if I can. Yep, I can do that. All right, cool. All right, we got that set up. I might have to put it on the other side, huh? Doesn't look funky at all. All right, cool. See if we can get this guy over a little bit. I've got a little bit of my screen cut off. All right, it's running landmarks. Nothing here. Let's stop it and see if we can do it again. There we go. Let's run landmarks again. There we go. Hello world. Great. All right. Okay, so we don't have canvas, but we'll have to use the simulator on the side, the stimulator. But it says there's a tip. If the canvas isn't visible, select editor and an editor canvas to show it. And like I said, we're not going to see it because I don't have Catalina installed on my computer. So, all right. So step 6 is inside the body property, change "Hello World" to a greeting for yourself. As you change the code in the body, it updates reflect. Okay. So since we don't have um, our canvas, we're just going to have to run the stimulator. And we'll run this. Hello, SwiftUI. All right. Very nice. Okay. We'll stop it. All right. Section 2, customize text view. All right, so you can customize a view's display by changing your code or by using the inspector to discover what's available to help you write it. As you build Landmarks app, you can use any combination of editors, the source editor, the canvas, the inspector. Your code stays updated regardless of what tool you use. So, all right, so it says start under here, and we just kind of add dot font, and that font is dot title. I hate how it formats things, but okay. And then we go with dot color, and that is dot green, gray, green, green. All right. And then we'll run it again. And we have SwiftUI in green. Very, very nice. Next, you'll be customize your text using the view inspector. All right, so this is a canvas deal. All right, and it says in the preview, command click the greeting and bring up the structured editing popover and choose inspect. The popover shows different attributes that you can customize depending on the type of view you inspect. Use the inspector to change the text to Turtle Rock, the name of the first landmark you'll show in your app. So we're going to have to just do this by since we don't have all right. Change the font modifier to title. All right, that's step 3. This applies to the system font, the text, and responds correctly to the user's preferred font sizes and settings. Step 4, we're going to edit the code by hand and add .color .green modifier. This changes the text UI to green. To customize Swift UI view, you call the methods called modifiers. So these two are modifiers. And it just looks like some chaining going on. That's been formatted a little different. So to customize Swift UI view, you call methods called modifiers. Modifiers wrap a view to change the display for other properties. Each modifier returns a new view, so it's common to chain multiple modifiers stacked vertically. Okay, so that's exactly what we have right here with the text turtle rock .font .title, which is the format, I believe, of what it's going to look like, and .color .green. Your code is always the source of truth for the view. When you use the inspector to change and remove the modifier, Xcode updates your code immediately to match. So there's some matching going on. If you change the code in your content view, it changes the canvas. If you change it in the canvas, which is what it looks like Apple is trying to lean toward, it'll change in your code. So this time, open the inspector, command click on a text declaration in the editor, then choose inspect the popover. Click the color pop-up menu, choose inherited to change the text color back to black again. So, okay, so you inspect the text color and you change it to black. Notice Xcode changes modifier. So let's get rid of this, and then we'll run it. And I guess the default is black text. Yep, Turtle Rock. There you go, right there. And it's funny that this content view starts out in the middle of the simulator. That was one of my concerns as well. As far as for like auto layout, they pounded auto layout, auto layout, auto layout, auto layout constraints, auto layout, and and now we have this, which is kind of weird. So yeah. Okay, we're moving on to section 3. Let's stop our stimulator. All right, so section 3, combine views using stacks. Beyond the title view you created in the previous section, and add text views to contain details about the landmark, such as name of park and state it's in. When creating SwiftUI view, you describe its content, layout, and behavior in the view's body property. However, the body property only returns a single view. You can combine and embed multiple views in stacks, which group views together horizontally, vertically, or front to back, which is the um, Z stack. And I'm sure we're going to be playing with that shortly. So in this section, you use a vertical stack to place the title above the horizontal stack and contain the views about the park. All right, so it shows us how this layout is going to be. You can use Xcode's structured editing support to embed the view in a container view, open an inspector, and help other useful changes. So we command click the text views initializer to show the structured editing popover and then choose embed in VStack. Next, you'll add the text view to the stack by dragging a text view from the library. There's a library text view. Step 2, open the library with the plus button at the top right of Xcode, and then drag a text view in place of the code immediately after Turtle Rock text. All right, so it gives us Turtle Rock text, and then we'll do another text. Text, and this is going to say Joshua Tree National Park. All right, customize to match the desired location, which is dot sub. Up headline. Oh, because you gotta have to use the front property. Duh. So oh, it's a dot of headline. All right. Okay. So edit the view stack initializer to align the views to their leading edge. By default, stacks center their contents along their axis, provide appropriate spacing. Okay, so let's do this. So we have our view body, some view. Under here, we're going to go with V stack. All right. We're going to get this alignment thing. Alignment and dot leading. And that's all we're going to need for now. Oops. And open. All right. I'm going to cut all this. Cut. Paste. And there you have it. You'll add another text view to the right of the location. The canvas, of course, command click Joshua Tree Park, choose embedded H stack. Add the new text view after the location. Change the placeholder text to the park's state. Then add sub headline. So let's see what that looks like right now. We're going to run this. Oh, well, looking nice. All right. Okay. So we have a text, Joshua Tree National Park, subheadline, and then we're going to do another text. And it's going to be called California. And we need the dot font, which is another subheadline. Get tabby with it. All right. Now we direct the layout to use the full width of the device and separate the park by state with a spacer to the horizontal stack holding the two views. The spacer expands the container view, uses all the space of its parent view instead of having the size defined by only its contents. So in between Joshua Tree and the text California, we are going to do this bad boy. Spacer. Oh, there it is. Finally, use the padding modifier to give the landmark's name and details a little breathing room. So we have, okay. Well, I actually missed what, oh, okay, this has got to be in a horizontal view. Okay. So this will be in a H stack. All right. And it doesn't say what, doesn't say embed H stack. Dot bottom, bottom. It's got a couple of them. Bottom, center, first text baseline, last text baseline, top. So we're just gonna put bottom. All right, we don't need, I guess, oh, you can dictate the spacing length and whatnot, but we don't need all that right yet, right? Of course not. And we'll cut that out because we are still in our H stack, I mean our B stack. Paste that back in there. All right. Okay. And down here, we'll do dot padding. All right. Before we go into section 4, we'll go ahead and run this in our stimulator. There you go. That looks nice. Pretty easy so far. As long as you know what you're playing with, you know, you don't get your stacks. You don't get your stacks. You don't get your stacks misplaced or whatever. Okay. Section 4, we create a custom image. So with the name, location, views all set, the next thing to do is to add an image for our landmark. Instead of adding more code in this file, you'll create a custom view that applies a mask, border, and drop shadow to the image. And it shows like an image with a drop shadow, circle, and everything. Okay. So we have to get this PNG and drag it into our assets catalog editor. All right. So assets, we'll just drag it in here that I have on. I did download the content in our resources. Turtle Rock JPEG. All right, here we go. Alrighty. We got that. Back to our content view. And it creates an image. Next, you create a new SwiftUI view for your custom image. So we go to File, New, File, New File. Get a drop down. SwiftUI View. Yep, that's the one. Click Next. So we're going to call this circle image and click create. And then we're going to call it the struct circle image view. I love the struct. The struct is awesome. Or body, some view. And then we have, actually, we're going to change that image. That image is going to be, oh, there's all the things. Look at that, huh? URELEROCK. Okay. Add a call to clip shape circle to apply circular clipping shape to the image. Circle. All right. So the circle type is a shape that you can use as a mask or view giving the circle a stroke and or fill. Okay, so it's also one of these what do they call it? That parameters, methods, maybe, perhaps. Dot clip shape, and it's going to be the circle. Yep, there it is. As another struct. Pretty cool. All right, create another circle with a gray stroke, and then add an overlay to the border. So we're starting to chain these methods together, and it's a circle. Dot stroke that has a, let's do stroke. Stroke guy is going to have a color dot gray and a line width of 4. I guess we have to start this one to enter. I don't know what that name convention is going to be. That might be a tab over. That would make a little bit more sense because you're tabbing over, like you're chaining this method, then chaining this method to that method, and then chaining this method, which the parentheses at the side, like right here, this parenthesis right here, you know, is the end of it. So that would make sense. Okay, so step 6, next add a shadow with a 10-point radius. So we're gonna get, again, dot shadow and a radius of 10. Step 7, switch the border color to white. Then why did you want to make it gray? This completes the image. All right, so we're done with the image view. All right, use UIKit and Swift views together. It does not say. I suppose we add this to our view somewhere, maybe perhaps. Huh. Let's see, I'm going through back and see. Modify image, struct circle, clips. Doesn't say where to add. Huh. They forget to add everything together. All right, so let's figure this out. Or let's run it. Let's see what happens. Maybe it just adds it on the top. I don't know. Hmm. All right. They forgot a step there. All right, let's go to our content view. There's our content view. Let's see. Let's add. Let's add an image, which is our circular image. Oh wait, it's a struct, so let's do that. Hey, what's going on right here? Huh. Look at that. That is pretty interesting. Huh. Kind of embarrassing, actually. How do you put the views together? Hmm. Let's see if we do like this. Ooh, image. Say then. Xcode. Call. Peg return type. See, that's where things kind of get loose. You complete the image view, but you don't show it. Let's see what this does. Well, that's all nice and fancy, but you don't add it to the content. That doesn't make any sense. Unless, oh, Oh, it was just a section. Okay. All right. So, okay, let's do this. Doesn't make any sense, but it was two guys. So if we run this, oh no, we have to go back and change the yeah. Okay, let's stop this. We'll have to go into the scene delegate and say this is our image. Circle image. All right, now we can see the circle image since this is just a custom image and a 4. Yeah, there it is. It looks appley. Yeah, nothing special, nothing to write home about, but it looks good though. All right, let's change that back into content view. That way we don't get tripped up. All right. So that's how you set the views up. So I'm kind of seeing the pattern here. We're not going to need this at the moment because we can't really see anything. All right. So, well, we're going into 42 minutes. Oh, man. Now you're ready to create a map and use a MapKit. So to use UI view subclasses from within SwiftUI, you wrap the other view in a SwiftUI view and conforms to UI view representable protocol. SwiftUI includes similar protocols for WatchKit and AppKit. So you have your map view, which is inside of a UI view representable. To get started, we are going to do file, new file. This is a Swift view, mapview.swift. And then we click create. Okay, under SwiftUI, we have to import MapKit. And then we have map view, which is going to adhere to the, or be of type UI view representable. That one. All right. It says UI view representable protocol has 2 requirements you need to add. A make UI view with context method that creates MK MapKit view and update the UI view context. Replace the body property with a UI view make context and creates, returns an empty MapKit view. All right, so we get rid of this thing right here. Oop. Okay, here we go. So it says func. Oh wait, let's see. Make UI view. That's it right there. And we do oh. Context is text. All right, so there's some different things right here. So let's undo that. Okay, func make UI view the context of context. Returns an MK map view, and it's MK map view, and this frame guy, frame is .0. Okay. All right. Create an update UI view context method that sets the region to the correct coordinates to center the map on Turtle Rock. All right. Func update UI view. It's funny that these properties don't look like what's being given to us by the Apple Docs. Okay, map view, context. All right. So let's call for equal CLL location 2D. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted the parentheses. Oops. Longitude and latitude. All right. We look at 44.0, 286. And this one we go minus 116.166.868. Let span equal MK coordinate span for delta, latitude delta, yep, 2.0, longitude delta, 2.0. And then we gotta make this region thingy. MapKit stuff is no problem. MK coordinate. Region. Oop. And it's gonna be center, like 2 of them, and span. So it's gonna be coordinate. And span is gonna be span. View dot set region. Yes, baby. I know, she's silly. All right. Click live preview. Okay, so we keep going. When previews are in static mode, they only fully render in SwiftUI views because MK Map View is a UI view subclass. You'll need to switch to a live preview to see the map. Click live preview button.
Attention, if you served in the military between 2003 and 2015 and experienced hearing loss,
you shouldn't be on that. You should be on this. All right.
I can go on that.
We're gonna have to go back and change to the scene and say call this map view. and then run it from there. Thank you. That looks like our map view. Yep, there it is. Cool. So we've done a couple things. We've done a content view, a circle image, and a map view from the tutorials. And if you stuck with me this far, I appreciate it because this video is going to be longer than I expected. So we'll continue with the next video with the rest of our tutorial that Apple has given us gracefully. And we'll keep chucking away. Thank you for watching. Bye.